Oh, so fabulous. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back once again. Compliments of the season to everyone. I hope you guys are getting set for the holidays. So before we get into today's video, my usual disclaimer: this video is strictly for educational purposes. Please do not go searching out anybody that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threats, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. So first of all, trigger warning, you guys. Today's video is very offensive and upsetting, and I just want to put that trigger warning out there. So a video was circulating that was made by a man who calls himself a comedian, and I say this because I've watched a few of his videos while researching to make this video, and I didn't see anything that made me laugh. So I don't know who he's entertaining with his comedy. But anyways, this man in particular made a video, and I'm just going to go right ahead and play his clip.
Funny response about abortion. When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right? And that's a really funny debate when people just spiral, oh, slavery's so bad, it's so bad, we got to kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's going to have an abortion, why not just let me buy it? Right? Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen. Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them.
So you can see, apparently he has a solution to abortion, and he says it's funny. So I was, listening, hoping to hear something that was going to make me laugh. And you guys probably agree with me. After watching that video, there was nothing funny about what he said. It was quite upsetting. It was very bigoted. It was disturbing, and it's triggering. It should be triggering for a lot of black people, especially the descendants of slavery, because I don't know how. I'm trying to understand the correlation between banning abortions and bringing back slavery, and how he tried to make a joke out of something that disgusting. But anyways, while digging deeper, I found out that this man actually has a track record of saying offensive things, to the extent that he has been banned off several platforms, including YouTube. So this particular video, from what I gathered, was made on Twitter, and he has a large following there, almost 200,000 followers. So there are obviously people who agree with the kind of things he says and the way that he thinks. So from my findings, he has said so many offensive things against different groups of people, ranging from the Jews down to the LGBTQ community. He says so many things that are triggering, and he actually even doubles down, making sarcastic reactions and commentary to when people react to the bigoted things he says.
So look at this. So right now we have the liberal white girl that I fucked me like a predator, right? So she's reacting to me, and then this RuPaul is reacting to her reacting to me. They're all making money except me. And they're bitching about slavery? I'm the one whose labor is being taken. Watch this.
People shouldn't have audiences. This person has over 180,000 people that follow them on Twitter alone.
By the way, now it's like 195. By the way, thanks for the promos.
And they put this kind of shit into the universe. The privilege, entitlement, and absolutely abhorrent concept. This is what he called how he would solve the issue of abortion.
Hey, Black Lady Bear.
So again, massive fucking trigger warning.
Funny response about the RuPaul on the left isn't even talking. She's just going, she's almost like a deaf, what appears to be a deaf appears to be trans. But so she's making money. The liberal white's making money. Everyone's making money but me on my labor. You know what that's called historically? Slavery, right? But I'm not allowed to make money because I've been deemed an N, right? TikTok, YouTube, they're like, we don't want your con around here. Well, you still make money on my face and my jokes, though. Yeah, because Massa gets to make money on you. Just let me buy it. Right? Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen. Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing... No, they wanted to laugh at rapper's dozen.
He doubles down on what he says. There's no remorse. And in my opinion, he just says a lot of things under the guise of comedy, because these things are not comedic. They are just downright bigoted points of views from a palm-colored man, in my opinion. So anyway, at this point, I'm just going to go right ahead and play people's responses to him.
Okay, this is a conservative comedian, so you already know it's going to be bad, with his hot take on how to end abortion. And if you guessed, we should own black people as slaves again, you win.
More moral than just buying them.
Yes, that is real. And then he did this thing that I see happening more and more, where you have guys like this, usually white guys, who have like a poorly thought out, shitty take. And of course, everyone needs to hear it because they should be the loudest voice in the room. And then they record it and they look at it and they're just self-aware enough to go, it's going to piss some people off. And then like this light bulb goes off and they go, but that's what I want to do. I want to piss them off. I want to trigger them. And they start like believing their own hype. Like this is Joker level chaos that they're creating. And of course, that's what he's doing with this. On Twitter, he writes, this bit is hilarious. It's triggering people all over the internet saying I want to be a slave owner, blah, blah, blah. No, you said that. The root of so many of my favorite jokes is a simple question. Is it better to kill a man or own his labor? I think the answer is obvious because I'm not a psychopath, but apparently a lot of people think murder is a valid alternative to owning someone's labor and providing for them. I have no interest in owning and managing African slaves. I don't have enough Kit Kats to keep them happy. But this joke has really grown on me from the psychotic, demonic reaction to it by the entities, because he's one of those weird dudes who's like the Democrats and believes that shit. And then the guy who made a video to upset people got upset that people were upset about his video, making posts like, one comment said, you fucking racist. What if you were bought by a black family and made a slave? Great. Isn't it obvious that it's better to work than be dead? How is this even a debate? Obviously, I'd rather be a slave than murder. So first, is he a racist? Let's look at the facts. He only talked about owning black babies. He claims it's because Planned Parenthood targets black blah, blah, blah. Why isn't the joke just, don't kill your babies, I'll buy them? Why is that not the joke? Oh, because maybe then you couldn't make that rapper's dozen joke. And this is also the guy who once wrote and performed a song called That N-Word Stole My Bike, and also called Barack Obama the N-word with the hard ER. But even without the racism, I don't get the position he's trying to take up. Obviously, I'd rather be a slave than murder. That's a weird take. Tell you what, we will set aside the thousands and thousands of black men and women's bodies that litter the ocean from Africa to here. The black men and women, or indigenous men and women, or Latino men and women, whose bodies are scattered across the North Americas because they literally chose death over servitude. We'll set that aside. I'll tell you what's even funnier to me about this. It's the fact that there are conservative, God-fearing, red-blooded American patriots who will see his post and will go, damn right, it really is that simple and they just can't see it. They'll say that with their whole chest. Meanwhile, this will literally be hanging in their living room. Ever heard this phrase before? It's kind of a big part of the building and creation of America. It's literally the mantra of New Hampshire. It's what our forefathers built this country upon. We will be free or we will die. Those are our two options. Given the choice, human beings, the vast majority of the time, would rather die than live as slaves. And we're talking about sentient, self-aware beings. We're talking about people who are able to love and dream and have things to live for, who say, I would rather die than be a slave. Meanwhile, he's talking about a cluster of cells being cut off from continuing to grow into a sentient being. And somehow slavery would be better.
So this is from a comedian slash farmer named Owen Benjamin. And maybe this was supposed to be some sort of comedic bit that people were supposed to laugh at. He said at the beginning of the clip that he has a funny response to the abortion argument. So my guess is he thought that was hilarious. So he said that he would like to see someone make an argument of why getting an abortion is better than slavery. So let's make that argument right now. Abortion is better than slavery because it gives people the choice of what they want to do with their lives. Say a person who's getting an abortion was R-worded by a guy. It was the worst experience of her life and she doesn't want to have the child of the guy who did those things to her. She now has the choice of not having that child. Slavery is the exact opposite of that, the removal of choice. Slavery is horrible. Being tortured every day and being forced to do things you don't want to do is not the best. So when you remove abortion and replace it with slavery, you are taking away people's choice in more ways than one. And there's like 15 other points I can make about this topic, but let's be for real, this dude is not being serious whatsoever. Like, this is not a good faith question he actually wants the answer to. But before I end this video, I want to talk about one thing. He only talks about abortion when it comes to black mothers. He talks about how he wants to buy all the black babies and make them slaves. But 33% of abortions are done by white people, 21% by Hispanic people. Yet you only talk about owning black babies? That is a very weird coincidence.
It never ceased to amaze me. Never. How white people will constantly tell you that black people are more valuable than whites. Black women don't even dominate abortion. White women do. He chose in his mind, he said, he thought he hit with this. He thought he ate with this. He thought he ate. But he literally said, I would choose to purchase black children over white babies because I think black people work harder. He literally said that. He literally said out of his mouth, he don't have to work again. Like what? You thought you ate with this. Oh my God. He thought he ate this shit up. Gobble, 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 gobble. And you think you're being racist. I mean, you're being racist. But you're literally saying white people, ish, they work, don't work, lazy. Like, Did you just say that we're the dominant species? Like, did you see that? If anything, if you're so pro-white, I would buy white children to keep white people alive. But that ain't what you wanted. You say you would buy black people.
He said the quiet part out loud. This is Owen Benjamin. Sometimes you could just watch these idiots put their racism on full display. You let them talk enough, they'll talk themselves off a cliff. Now we know what he thinks of black people, right? When he thinks of black people, he thinks of their existence only having two paths, and that's either slavery or genocide. That's what he thinks. There's no other purpose for black people in America other than slavery or being killed. According to him, that's what he said. Using a talking point about abortion, he pulled his philosophy card out, understanding his mentality, his subconscious understanding of how he really feels about black people. Understand, he's not the only one of many, but he said the quiet part out loud. This is what a white supremacist is, ladies and gentlemen. A white supremacist on full display with all his racism out and about for everybody to see. Not surprised at all. And what he said here is probably the worst thing you can say about black people, in my opinion. And I think we need to be loud about this one because this is a problem.
Someone is more moral than just buying them.
It gets worse. He goes on to double down on that on his Twitter page to say that employing them is better. So apparently, enslaving people is now employment. As long as they're black. Notice he didn't say anything about all of the unmelanated fetuses. That would be deleted. No offers to purchase those. And in the same tweet, he goes on to talk about backlash. But no pun intended, guys. No pun intended. Sure. Now he does all this under the guise of comedy. But let's be real, he's not joking. There's a reason he likes to do his comedy shows in places like Idaho. There's also a reason why no one can reply or at him unless they're subscribed and following him. Those jingle balls aren't so big, are they? But moral of the story is, when people tell you who they are, believe them.
Okay, so who is this piece of shit and do I even care? You know what? He says on his X page that he's a comedian / farmer. He's not a comedian because he tells on himself right there. He says, I may be wrong, but I'm not lying. So he's not joking around. If he was joking, he would have been talking about, even though it wouldn't have been funny, he would have been talking about all women, not black women, and not selling black babies. And he's a alt-right. His beliefs are rooted in white nationalism. He's anti-Semitic. He's a Holocaust denier. He's a landed on the moon denier. He even denies the existence of dinosaurs. He said that was prefabricated by Smithsonian. He calls Obama the N-word. I mean, the list goes on. He's been banned from like everything, from like YouTube, Instagram, even PayPal, but X has a place for him. But if you want to like leave a comment, you have to actually subscribe to him, and I'm not going to do that. I've never even been on X before.
I'd buy them. I am so done with fucking old people. He is in his fucking 40s. He is a young Gen X, and he for real out here talking like he's from the 1800s. Holy f***. And people in the comment section of that video I just stitched, you should go and watch that, by the way. The white people are saying, y'all so sensitive. Bro, shut the f*** up. Shut up. Shut up. And the black people in that comment section are like, we need to take white people's freedom of speech away. Shit, if these are the fucking people representing us, fuck, I guess so. Someone needs to take that man and just slap him across his receding hairline every time he tries to fucking make a joke. That dude needs to be pain trained like a fucking 1900s circus animal. Because fuck, he needs to feel pain every time he fucking opens his fucking mouth.
Now, as you can see, a lot of people are in shock. They are disgusted. They disapprove of what he said. And I'm right there with them. And it is easy to argue that, oh, he's pro-life. He's a pro-life person. He doesn't support abortion and taking the lives of unborn children. Yeah. But in the bid to push this pro-life agenda, what makes you think that advocating for enslaving black children is any better? And then you're asking people, you're bringing up the argument of is taking the babies' lives better than slavery? So you're basically trying to tell us that slavery is better than abortion. Now, at this point, it's not even about which is better. To some people, they'd rather die than lose their freedom and be enslaved and have to work for someone for free, a life of servitude, lack of freedom for the rest of their lives. I mean, go and ask our ancestors who drowned themselves because they would rather leave this earth than be enslaved and live a life of servitude and suffering. So it is definitely objective. It is not your place to make that decision on if being enslaved is better. Now, when it comes to abortion, it is also objective because some people feel like it is not really a baby. It is just a mass of cells that is growing, while some people feel like right from the moment of fertilization, it is a baby. While there are other people that feel like, depending on the stage in which you get the abortion, you could either be taking the life of a human being or just removing a mass of cells from your body as a woman. So this is objective. To some people, abortion does not equate murder. And I'm going to let you guys decide how you want to see it for yourselves. But the point here remains that it is not his place, first of all, to tell women what to do with their bodies. Number two, it is also not his place to tell black people that slavery is better than abortion. The fact that you, first of all, are offering to buy human beings is disturbing. Then the fact that you want us to believe you're not a racist, But you're saying this specifically about black women and black babies. You're not saying this about all the women and all the babies. You're saying this specifically about black people. How does that not come off as being racist? Please help me understand. You know, it will never cease to amaze me the kind of ridiculous, bigoted takes these people feel so comfortable to get on the internet and express, and they don't even care about the consequences, and they still have a career and they still have a large following. Believe it or not, they have supporters. It was shocking to me to go to the comment section of some of those videos and see some people defending him and arguing with people who found what that man said to be disgusting and disagreed with him. Look at these comments. I mean, just look at these comments, guys. It's just terrible. I just want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Please be sure to leave your comment. Let's have a discussion. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.